There are a series of Facebook ads that I have actually watched in their entirety. Sometimes they make me cry, and not in a bad way. So, what does this have to do with library marketing? There is something that we all can learn from these ads. We're going to talk about that and what we can learn in this episode of the Library Marketing Show. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Angela Hursh from the blog superlibrarymarketing.com. You can head there and click on the Library Marketing Show tab to suggest a topic for a future episode of this show, or to nominate your library or another library for Kudos. We will give away Kudos in just a moment. Before we do that, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so by clicking on the big subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching this video on LinkedIn, make sure you follow me so you can get a notification whenever I post one of these videos. Okay, I seriously have watched these ads on Facebook, and maybe they've been fed to you too. Just depends on the algorithm. I'm going to put links to these down in the show description in YouTube or in the comments on LinkedIn, but the ads I'm talking about come from ancestry.com, and they don't even feel like ads. They're basically tiny little stories. So they have a host of a show from PBS who does genealogy research talking to a celebrity or a notable person. They've done some genealogy research on their background, and there's always something surprising that this person learns. Sometimes they cry, and I'm a crier too, so I end up crying. These ads are a couple of minutes long, and they keep showing up almost every single day in my Facebook feed, and I love them. And this is the only time I have ever gone to a company's Facebook page to get more content from them. That's how much these ads have resonated with me. So they made me think about how libraries can kind of do the same thing and tell stories and use them as advertisement or content marketing to draw people in and help them to understand what it is your library does. And there are it can be so easy. You just have to make sure you do two things. First of all, you're going to get somebody to interview like they do on ancestry.com, and you're going to focus on that person, a community member who has used the library to improve their life in some way, shape, or form, and you're going to tell the story about that person. The brilliant thing about these ancestry.com ads is that I literally didn't know it was an ad, and I didn't know who had put it on Facebook until the very end. They don't reveal who put the ad together, or they don't give their call to action until the very end, until you are completely invested in the story of the person who's found out something interesting about their background. Libraries can do the same thing. You also want to make sure that your stories include some kind of emotion. So it might be that somebody did something amazing using their library, or maybe they just came to you for entertainment because they were bored, or they were looking for information to help them make a purchase, like a house. That's a big purchase, and it'd be very emotional for people. Make sure your story includes emotion. Don't be afraid of emotion, even negative emotions. Sometimes that's anger, fear, disappointment. Those things can motivate people, and those emotions will make your story more memorable to the people who are watching it. So I'm again putting the links for the ancestry.com ads down there. I hope you're inspired by them. I know there are plenty of libraries out there telling stories, maybe not in video form, but in other formats. I would love for you to share any story that your library has put together that you're using to promote your library. Put a link to that down in the comments. Let's get a conversation going. And I want to hear what you think about today's episode. If you liked it, give me a big thumbs up. All right, it is time to give kudos. And our kudos today is actually not going to one library, but 6 libraries. There was an article in Drift, and it lists the top 6 libraries to go to in Canada to study. Studying in libraries is very important. Lots of college students and high school students and grad students use their libraries in a variety of ways. And these 6 libraries were honored by Drift for different aspects about their library that make them a great place for students to go study. I'm going to put a link to that article in the show description or in the comments if you're watching on LinkedIn. But kudos to those 6 libraries, which are Vancouver Public Library, Halifax Central Library, Whistler Public Library, Toronto Public Library, Mississauga Central Library, and Westmount Public Library. So kudos to you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I've got lots more library marketing advice on my channel. If you want to keep learning, go ahead and click the link, and I'll see you in the next video.